We're gonna look at some memes because it's been forever and because I said so, and you will like it. I'm sorry, that sounded aggressive. I hope you enjoy. Please don't go away. Actors who are hated because they played their role too well, starter pack. Okay, I must confess, I'm not familiar with the upper right and bottom left. I think the bottom left's a Walking Dead character. I'm not sure. But Skylar White, yeah, she totally gets a ton of hate. And Joffrey is played very well, but he is literal scum. So when I was 9, I couldn't afford that $110 Lego set. But now I'm an adult, I think I shall buy it. And the best offer on eBay, $19,000. Gino and I are planning a trip to the Mall of America at some point. It's not really decided when yet. But I remember going to Legoland up there and spending all the money I had ever made in the world. Keep in mind, I was like a 6-year-old at the time, and I had like $200. That was probably like 3 or 4 years worth of birthday money that I spent all in one go, and it was absolutely glorious. And now, as an adult, I'll be lucky to spend $200 there today, because bills and student debt, and we're not going to think about that anymore. We're going to move on. Areas you can get shot with a bullet and have no consequences. In movies, just about everything. In real life, I think there's a very tiny spot right below the hip bone. Yeah, that sounds about right. Cinematic healing in those areas is pretty amazing if you think about it. One of the greatest internet victories. Yes, the internet banded together in a great time of need and unscrewed up Sonic, and now we have a really great Sonic movie franchise. Have I seen the second movie? I'm not sure I've seen the second movie, and I know there's like a Knuckles spin-off coming. I gotta watch that. Internet, huge win there. People, when I take off my glasses, how many fingers am I holding up? I see this, not a total blur. That looks more like a blurred Jar Jar Binks than a blurred hand. To be very clear for anybody who's new here, these are blue light glasses. I have 2015 vision, and part of why I wear these blue light glasses is to keep that 2015 vision for as long as humanly possible. If I can make it to my 40s with 2015 vision, I will be a happy man. A trope that has always been confusing. People in movies have their alarm clock go off, they wake up and look at the clock. Oh no, I'm late. That's the opposite of what an alarm clock is for. Intentionally set it for being late. I mean, to be fair, they probably snoozed it like 6 times. But I'm not that person. My alarm goes off and I'm up and at 'em. Like, there's a reason that I have Eddie Vedder scream at me in the morning. It gets me awake. Watch that short, or whether it's in this corner or this corner, I don't know what way I'm facing. Watch that short. Elden Ring, pay to play. I don't know what game that is. Pay to win. War Thunder, play to lose. Or pay to lose. Star Citizen, pay to pay more. And Helldivers 2, pay to not play. Okay, I have not played Helldivers 2. I've been meaning to. It sounds amazing. This is 3 weeks old when this was posted, so that would have been, what, back on May 4th that day. That was a very brief problem fixed by the devs, but I know Jonah plays a lot of War Thunder, so Jonah, any thoughts on the validity of that would be appreciated. The US used 8 zeros as launch codes for their ICBMs for 20 years? You're telling me that we could have gone into a nuclear holocaust because a cat in one of the bases could have hopped on a computer and just held on a 0? And it would have all been over? Sounds about right. You have vampires being weak to the sun, you have Superman being weak to kryptonite, and Mr. Beast fans with his modern content clearly being staged. I mean, let's be honest, most of Mr. Beast's content throughout the years has been staged. I have not watched my favorite YouTubers consistently for about 2 years now. So I'm really far behind on Mr. Beast. I'm really far behind on Dude Perfect. I'm really far behind on Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, whatever. Gino helps me catch up a little bit, but I still have a lot of work to do. But no Mr. Beast hate here, all right? The dude is literally changing the world. I'm not even lying. If the dude ran for president, I would vote for him. He has literally changed the world that much. Not even kidding. I would vote for that man. I don't kill because of my moral compass. I want to represent home. Great reason, great character. I don't kill because of my moral compass. Cringe department? We have a wuss here. No Batman slander. None. Batman and Spider-Man are both phenomenal. They just go about, know, heroing in slightly different ways, but the premise is the same. Beat the villains within an inch of their life, probably paralyze them in some way, shape, or form, but don't kill them because that's wrong. My Cybertruck can survive gunfire. Well, my truck can survive a car wash. I've seen a lot of athletes getting these Cybertrucks, and I honest to God can't decide if I like Cybertrucks or don't like them. Like, they're cool, but they just look like something out of some low-poly video game from 20 years ago. I don't fully understand it, but if I had the money, I probably wouldn't get one. I don't care how good it is. I'm not spending over $100 for a single game. I mean, I think that's for the special editions. I really hope regular video games don't come out to be $100, at least before 2030, because, again, your boy needs to pay off his student debt. And I do plan on getting both of those games on top of NCAA 25 in July. When I say I'm going to milk that game, I will milk it until there is no cow left. Special effects in 1997 and special effects in 2022. Yeah, I really haven't been impressed with a lot of special effects. Not all of them, but like a vast majority of them. You can just kind of see like, oh, these huge franchises like Marvel and Star Wars and all this other stuff, they have this insane budget with CGI and special effects and whatever, and they just don't put in the effort, and it just doesn't make any sense. Now, it's a little bit different. I love The Flash, the CW show The Flash. I'm currently getting through seasons 8 and 9 on Netflix right now, and I know that show's never had good CGI, but you can even see that improving. You can see the CGI in that show slowly getting better, but with Marvel and Star Wars, it's like, last couple of years, it's in some productions, not every production they have, but in some productions, it's just gone down in production value, and it just doesn't make sense to me. You have more money than God. Use it. I've seen this before, but it's funny every time. Racing. A complicated spy thriller about lemon cars starting an alternative fuel conspiracy to drive more businesses into the oil and gas car industry. Racing. As well as the best movie of all time, according to famous YouTuber Brady Miller. And then Lightning McQueen just straight up having dementia. That's pretty accurate. I'm not gonna argue with that. It is a shame to see the following happen. Old game gets remade, doesn't get optimized, doesn't get bug tested, releases the game at $70, then after launch they spend a year trying to fix it, then the studio gets shut down, and then they wonder why they're hated. I mean, you don't see this as much anymore, but definitely in the 2010s you saw this with a few things. See, that's the amazing thing about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom literally spent a year of development just working out tiny little bug fixes. An entire year dedicated to pulling out little bugs, and it's one of the best video games I've ever played in my entire life, if not the best video game I've played in my entire life. Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is very close behind that with value, but just put in the work, man. Don't rush it. Just get it right. That's what makes those games great, man. Shows ruined by their last episode starter pack. Yes. And I will argue that Game of Thrones was ruined after Season 5 when they killed Jon Snow! And I refuse to watch anymore. I know he got revived. I don't care. They shouldn't have killed him in the first place. Game of Thrones is literally just season whatever of how can we screw over the Starks. I was done after Season 5. Now with Dexter, what? No, it means it's terrible writing. I want to use an expletive, but there are children watching. Now with Dexter, that, I need to see if I can find the Snapchat memory with Dexter. Like, that was, my jaw was literally on the floor for 10 minutes. So here we are. If you ever watch Dexter on Netflix, stop after season 7. The final season is so god-awful, and the finale was the most unsatisfying and confusing thing I've ever seen. I want to puke and bleach my eyes and brain. This has been my face for the last 15 minutes. That was in January of 2020, when I finally caught up to that on Netflix. Now, I hear that, like, the new Blood spinoff is better, but, like, they bungled that ending so bad. The first 7 seasons were so good. Like, it was amazing. I couldn't get enough of it. And then season 8 was just so incredibly bad, I don't even want to watch the show again because I know I'll just get all hyped up and disappointed again. And then as far as Friends, I have watched the whole show. I'm only about halfway through my second watch. I haven't picked that up in a while. I need to get back on that. I don't think the show was ruined by the final few episodes, but like, you go through all this build up just to learn that this one specific person isn't around anymore after all this time, and you're like, really? And then Ted goes back to the same person that he's been pining over the whole show. I mean, that didn't make a ton of sense, but we watch How I Met Your Mother for Neil Patrick Harris because he is awesome. Everyone since the Assassin's Creed Shadows reveal trailer, you know, I'm something of a Japanese history expert myself. Just because you watch Shogun doesn't make you a Japanese expert, unless it's my loving girlfriend who actually pays attention. I should have prefaced that the way that she started to look over at me. I love you, that was not targeted at you. But no, she actually pays attention, but I might play that on the channel. I haven't decided yet. It also depends on how my finances look, you know, at the end of the summer, early fall when that comes out, so. But yeah, that's kind of fun. Ah, yes, we need to pay homage. It's time to go. Was I a good boy? No. I'm told you were the best. Rip to our Doge boy. You will be missed. Okay, now see, this is something that I'm on board with. Rent is getting really expensive in some places, and that's a mock-up home design. Gino, is it Amazon that has those $30,000 houses? Yeah, she's giving me a head nod, yes. Those things, I could actually live in one of those. $30,000 for that? I could make that work. Like, if I was just living there by myself. I mean, I've lived in a cabin in the middle of the North Carolina woods for a summer, for God's sakes. I could make a $30,000 little cube house work. And then it can, like, fold out and have, like, a little canopy, and I could just put out my lawn chair and listen to the sounds of nature. I could vibe hardcore in that. Society if the .webp file doesn't exist. Seriously, do you know how many times I have looked up transparent images for thumbnails on the internet, and it ends up being a WebP file, and I can't do anything with it? That really grinds my gears, dude. I hate that so much. Oh, you know, Europe? Cool. Name the countries then. Why is everything red, white, and blue? And America copied that too. Change your color scheme, man. Any popular game from the last decade. And then Fortnite copying bits and pieces of it. Listen, Fortnite... For those of you who've been around for a long time, I swore I would never play Fortnite. And then I finally played Fortnite. I'm like, huh, this is actually a pretty fun game. And they know how to get ad deals with people. Unless they rip off Stranger Things and get sued for an ungodly amount of money, but they pay it anyway. But it makes it work, you know? It brings back, not nostalgic stuff, but like halfway between new and like nostalgia stuff. And knows how to bring that middle stuff back to relevancy, if that makes sense. I need to hop on and play more Fortnite. Programmers in year 9999 having to update the systems of the entire galaxy because none of them support dates with 5-digit years. I mean, that probably will be a problem, but none of us will be around to see it. We will end on this one because it's so true. How actual swords work against how most video game swords work. Why does it take like 20 hits with a sword to get someone? Like, if you slash someone in the right spot with a sword, like, they're done. Like, there's nothing you can do. It's done. It's over. It's donezo. It's the closest thing that we have to a lightsaber in real life right now. At least not one that needs like a whole jetpack fuel operating system thing like Hacksmith made to operate. And I know Dude Perfect made some of those too. They probably actually had help from Hacksmith. Again, I'm really behind on YouTube. I need to watch some stuff. I just stay in my own little corner and make meme videos like this, and we're gonna call it good. That's it for Memeology today. Nice little break from Paper Mario that I've been recording for the entire weekend, and as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna record another one because it must be played. The Mario must be papered. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Peace out.